This is Hannibal. I am live here. The Hannibal TV is live. The former Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York, now known as the MVP Arena, site of the first Money in the Bank cash-in, apparently, the Royal Rumble 92, and home to the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame that I will give a quick tour of. This is, of course, the outside. As you can see my reflection in the mirror. Wrestling posters. Some of the wonderful staff here hard at work preparing for tomorrow night's Hall of Fame inductions. This is a match of Mick Foley versus Triple H from Madison Square Garden, not too far from here. One of the famous Captain Lou Albano shirts. I'm going to be posting some more detailed description videos with some of the caretakers of this place later on, not live. So just let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like me to ask about. Tito Santana and Bill Apter, father of my good friend Jenny Santana. Oh, there's Tito's book. Speaking of that, Vader's book, another good friend of mine. Well, not good friend of mine, but I would definitely call him a friend. Mick Foley, here's some trivia. My friend's dad drove him home from Survivor Series 97. I was in the car and he yelled at me because I said my favorite wrestler was Ric Flair. This is the outfit that Jimmy Superfly Snuka wore at WrestleMania 7 to begin The Undertaker's streak. You can see Mark Henry. Nice guy overall. I've dealt with him in Texas. Triple H has been here. Can't get anyone higher up than Triple H these days other than The Rock himself. Kevin Owens, who was around when I was training with Jacques Rougeau. Speaking of Snuka, there's Tamina Snuka. Bruce Pritchard. Hurricane Helms. I don't know who's this last guy here? I recognize I can't recognize I know the face, but I can't recognize it. Now I'm screwing us all. Oh, Billy Kidman! Wow, amazing. He looks so well. He's not a kid anymore. What title is that up here?
That's our championship, which we give to a number of individuals. You'll see kind of our other on our other wall what we do with that.
J.J. Dillon and Bushwhacker Luke holding that championship. Bushwhacker Luke actually gave me my name of Hannibal. Harley Race's robe on loan to them from the WWE. Here are tomorrow night's inductions. Harley Race. I spent 2 weeks training with him in both Eldon and Troy, Missouri. Which, by the way, we're right by Troy, New York. Maybe I'll stop by that arena on my way home, where the famous Terry Funk versus Ric Flair match took place. Jack Briscoe is getting inducted, uncle of my buddy Wes Briscoe. Corey Wise is getting the Rocky Soulman Johnson Medal of Honor. El Santo, the Mexican legend, is getting a nice induction ring. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who I had the pleasure of meeting in the tryout where I was signed from WWE. It unfortunately didn't go through, but He complimented me on my promo. Mario Savaldi, many of you might not know him, but he's a very impressive promoter. Bill Apter, everybody knows him from the Apter mags. We'll be putting up some clips from that ceremony. And let's look at the wall of fame here. Who have we got? Mr. Bob Backlund, Ron Simmons, Bret Hart. Can't argue with any of these inductees. Bobo Brazil, June Byers, Vern Gagne, not only a great wrestler, but had the AWA company. Reginald Siki, I'm not too familiar with him, but I'll ask more about him later. Gorgeous George, who we did a video earlier. This is the device that Gorgeous George used to curl his hair. And I'm going to guess, I'll ask after if this chair has any significance. Mick Foley, Terry Funk, one of the all-time greats, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, George Hackenschmidt. That's a guy you wouldn't have wanted to mess with. William Muldoon, Martin Burns, Frank Gotch, Paul Pons, Ricky Dozan, Tatsumi Fujinami, and I'm going to have too much of a hard time pronouncing his name. Buddy Rogers, he's amazing. Mildred Burke, Sayama, the Great Gamma, not Gamma Singh from Stampede Wrestling, but the Great Gamma. Danny Hodge, I did have the pleasure of meeting Danny Hodge at the George Tragos Hall of Fame that he is inducted in. Luthez, Bruno Sammartino, Ed Strangler Lewis. Sorry, Evan Strangler Lewis and Ed Strangler Lewis. I will have to ask for more clarification on that one in a separate video. Antonio Inoki. Got to shake his hand at the 2004 Cauliflower Alley. Mil Mascaras, Giant Baba, Dory Funk Jr., Willie Robinson, Jimmy Londos, very popular wrestler, Joe Sketcher, Tom Jenkins, Carl Gotch, Tom Cannon, stunning Steve Austin, Tenryu, who was in WrestleMania 7. Speaking of that WrestleMania 7, he fought Demolition in WrestleMania 7. Ricky Chosu, Fred Bell, and Alex Adberg. I'm not too familiar with him, but we'll ask more about him in another video. Looks like we got possibly the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title here. Vermont heavyweight title. That's interesting. I was just wondering the other day why wrestling doesn't come to Vermont as much as it used to. That used to be one of the main places where Raw was filmed. I will ask Dave Lagana's Pink Robe from Busted Open Radio. NWA 76th Anniversary, Philadelphia. Some wrestling buddies. So much history here. Some more awards. Dave LaGreca. Christine Jarrettini. I've read her book. I've met the writer of her book. Great promoter from the Jarrett family. Dan Severin, who I believe is going to be here tomorrow night. Good friend of mine. I was just saying the two toughest guys I ever wrestled were Dan Severin and Haku by far. Just by how hard you could hit them without them complaining. Andy Kaufman. That is pretty cool that he has a wrestling award in this Hall of Fame. Now, there's a celebrity that deserves it. Rita Chatterton. I understand she's coming tomorrow night. I'm going to try and get an interview with her. Look at this, a Hacksaw Jim Duggan 2x4. Just take a quick peek around. Pretty cool memorabilia. A Missy Hyatt outfit. Recently, it came out that Missy Hyatt was dating Jim Ross again. Don't know what's the status they are now, but that was interesting. AEW is represented here with some gear. Very nice. I'm going to ask. Oh, I think this was one of Teeny Jarrett's dresses. Let's look around some more. I actually had this program. I went to an event in Ottawa that had it. There's my old friend Lanny. I'm sure we did a 10 bell salute to him. The Great North Wrestling event back in June. Friends fight here and there, but in the end, I love the guy. Some more nice outfits. Everyone remembers this game. And look at this, a Demolition mask. How cool is that? A Demolition mask. And probably the most copied wrestler ever, Doink. George the Animal Steel outfit. I'm gonna do some separate videos on some stories. One thing I want to ask about is this briefcase. There's another section we'll take a look at here. If anyone comes to Albany, definitely check this out. It's in a very secure building, luckily, with all this wonderful memorabilia. World Light Heavyweight Championship. Now here's how you would keep information in the days before the internet. Applebee's Money in the Bank. That looks like Killer Kowalski gear. I could be wrong. I'll get confirmation on that. Dan the Beast Severin, one of the nicest guys in professional wrestling. And Don Fry is also a really nice guy too, his podcast partner. So is Tank Abbott. All the MMA old school guys are nice. Mark Kerr. The official program. The class of 2023. I won't reveal what's inside. Maybe I'll go through it after. Joe LeDuc. My friend from Montreal saw him a few years before his death. Sadly, he was working in a pawn shop in Montreal. And he was so happy when my friend recognized him. Pat Patterson. One of his robes. It'd be cool if we could see some more robes like this in today's wrestling. Dominic DeNucci robe. Mr. Unpredictable Johnny Rodz, who Tony Atlas, who I'm doing an interview tomorrow, is going to tell a story of a fight he got into with Johnny Rodz, where apparently, according to Atlas, a weapon became involved. So we'll get that story from Tony. But Johnny Rodz, I believe, is in the Hall of Fame. A trumpet from Kofi Kingston's group. Ric Flair, possibly my favorite wrestler. He's definitely up there. One of his robes be up there with the Undertaker and Macho Man. Custom Ric Flair title. 4 Horsemen jacket. WrestleMania Backlash sign. I already did a video explaining these trophies. There's a poster related to Bruno Sammartino's induction in this Hall of Fame. Here's a great guy, Dick the Destroyer Buyer's mask. That's pretty cool, and a Rey Mysterio mask. Thanks a lot, Soul. You know what? People have bought every single Blood Hunter mask. I don't even have any anymore. That's the good thing about being a masked wrestler. People will buy them. So everyone should check this place out. The International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. If you search it up on the internet, the website will come up. The official induction is August 29th. Oh, that was last year's. Or no, this is this year's. This was 2021. Sorry. See, I'm not wearing my glasses. That's 2023. That's 2022. So 2024 is not out. And there's the website, ProWrestlingHallOfFame.org, to check out more information on the event tonight. There's a wrestling show, not officially part of it, but it's called Dynasty Wrestling, I believe. And then tomorrow there's going to be festivities all day. So we look at this AEW turnbuckle pad. So please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and come on out next year. Or if you live in the area, is there still tickets if anyone wants to come to tomorrow's event? How could they come?
To the NBC Arena, noon to 3 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, October 13th. That is open, certainly available. Dinner, I don't know, it's pretty tight. So those tickets are probably sold out, but business is business. So you know how that rolls.
Very good. And what is your official title here?
I am the idiot who has volunteered way too much time, spent too much money, and had dealt with way too many trolls. I'm Seth Turner. I'm the president of the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. The other guy who's really busting his hump over there is Mike Lanuto. He's vice president, co-founder, and he's the guy who really deserves a ton of credit for putting this weekend together. Hannibal, I think you saw these bronze plaques, which are going to the 2024 inductees, the rings. I want you to consider that takes planning 9 months prior to get all of this put together. And yet we'll be proud to be showing this to the fans tomorrow. And you take a look, you've got Ad Santel's championship belt that's well over 100 years old. Ad Santel was the first wrestler to go into Japan. And here is his actual scrapbook demonstrating and dated. This has been digitized. This is available on Amazon. If you look on Amazon, because it can only be in Hannibal, you can attest it's so large physically that in order for us to capture the details so that you can read what's on there, it's only available in a digital
I have a big hand,
format.
but that gives you an idea of the size of it.
It would cost us $400 per book to print that, because you'd have to do poster size of each single page, because it is the actual history of Ad Santel traveling the world, going to Australia, going to Hawaii, going to Europe, going all across the U.S., and then going into Japan and using catch wrestling and affecting what is now modern day jiu-jitsu Why? Because Santel went in using his European background, his U.S. Background, his very much what we consider now catch-as-catch-can wrestling. Santel, you want to know who he was? He was involved in the Hackenschmidt Gotch as early as that. When you talk about Hackenschmidt getting his leg busted up in the training sessions for the second matchup, that was Santel who twisted him up. So details are right here. We've got the receipts. There's his world championship belt. There's a medallion from the Santel family. The date on it, it goes back to 1920. Again, world light heavyweight champion. But look at this. Here's another championship belt, 1927. Pink Gardner. That's out of the Ohio territory, the Al Half territory. World champion Carol Pink Gardner. On the wall behind you is his sandwich board that was used to advertise it, and very appropriate. It's right above Dan the Beast Severin's, all authentic. The same artifacts he wore in UFC is what he wore in the ring. And yep, and you're looking at in our reflection, right? The original Money in the Bank briefcase was black. There's the photo of it that was given to us by Lita, who when she came in here to shoot an episode of WWE's Most Wanted Treasures.
Oh wow, they actually shot an episode in here.
Lita and Trish Stratus.
Amazing. And as we said in another video, WWE wrestlers, including Triple H himself, have been in here.
Yeah, in fact, our mantra comes from Mark Henry, who stated last year, "The vehicle to immortality is the Hall of Fame," and no truer words have been spoken, because those bronze plaques will live on well after all of us. So if you want to be immortal, get inducted into the Hall of Fame.